There's no questioning the fact that the universe is weird. Just look outside, and you'll see all manner of strange, smelly things with cannibalistic characteristics. From the taste of raspberries and rum to the humanoid face on Mars, here are the 10 mysterious things we've discovered in space. Number 10. The taste of raspberry and rum. Have you ever imagined, what does space taste like? Not to sound weird, but we have, and so have many scientists. Space might seem like vast nothingness, but it's actually full of stuff, and that stuff smells, sometimes good and sometimes bad. Take Comet 67P for example, which is hurtling through the skies at a cracking pace. Thanks to information collected by Space Tech, we know that there are some pretty pungent aromas coming from the comet's coma, the cloud around its core. If you were to get a whiff of it, you'd smell a mixture of rotten eggs, horse pee, almond, and marzipan. And what about scientists' favorite Sagittarius B2, that colossal molecular cloud of gas and dust located 390 light-years from the center of the Milky Way? It hit the headlines a few years ago, not because of its mass or even its density. No, we Earthlings were fascinated because according to scientists, it smells like two of our favorite things, raspberries and rum. Sagittarius B2 contains huge amounts of ethylformate, which is the chemical responsible for giving raspberries their flavor. And if raspberries aren't enough, it has another unique trait. It also smells of rum. After all the rotten egg smells apparently in the universe, it's nice to know there's at least something that might be worth inhaling, though in reality, you'd inhale in space and die. Number 9. Hypervelocity star. You must have heard about shooting stars, and if you're lucky, you may have even seen one. They look magical, don't they? Well, I have a little bit of bad news for you. Those aren't really shooting stars, but asteroids that come into Earth's atmosphere and combust, or sometimes pass without hitting. The next bad news is, there really is a thing as a shooting star, but the phenomenon is so terrifying, if you ever come into contact with it, there's a good chance that it'd be the end of everything. Many stars travel in binary pairs, meaning that they spend their existence as a couple. But if the pair comes too close to a black hole, which happens pretty often, and one of the stars gets sucked into it, the other one shoots off into space at a speed of 6,000 miles per second. That's 4 times the speed of a bullet being shot through a gun. After reaching such a high speed, these hypervelocity stars just don't stop. These are actual shooting stars. Now imagine an actual one hitting the Earth. Not so magical now, is it? Number 8. The Golden Record. When Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 launched into space in 1977, their mission was to explore the outer solar system, and over the following decade, they did so admirably. With an 8-track tape memory system and onboard computers that are thousands of times weaker than a phone in your pocket, the 2 spacecraft sent back an immense amount of imagery and information about the 4 gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The spacecraft also sent pictures of Earth from 6 billion kilometers away, but that's not even the crazy part. What's even more interesting is this stuff that was put onto it for extraterrestrials to have a glimpse of how life is on Earth. The items included the Golden Record, a collection of sounds and images that will probably outlast all human artifacts on Earth. Any aliens who come across the Golden Record are in for a treat. It contains 116 images encoded in analog form, depicting scientific knowledge, human anatomy, the exact location of Earth in space, human endeavors, and the terrestrial environment. It also includes spoken greetings in more than 50 languages, a compilation of sounds from Earth, and nearly 90 minutes of music from around the world, including Mozart, Chuck Berry, and Blind Willie Johnson. Because music is important. Number 7. CFBDSIR 2149-0403. Back in 2013, astronomers discovered a potential rogue alien planet wandering alone just 100 light-years from Earth, suggesting that such starless worlds may be extremely common across the galaxy. The free-floating object, named CFBDSIR 21490403 was first thought to be a gas giant planet 4 to 7 times more massive than Jupiter, but it wasn't the case. The object was then thought to be among a stream of young stars called the AB Doradus moving group, the closest such stream to our own solar system. But later, that was proved wrong too. So, what is this thing? No one knows. It isn't classified as a planet nor a rock, doomed to a life of absolute solitude. Kinda sad. Number 6. Dark matter. Dark matter, the unknown substance comprising 85% of all matter in the universe, is strange to say the least. But researchers are at least sure about one thing: dark matter is everywhere. So, team members were scratching their heads over a peculiar galaxy they spotted in March 2018 that seemed to contain hardly any dark matter. What? Subsequent work suggests that the celestial oddity did in fact contain dark matter, though the finding paradoxically lent credibility to an alternative theory, positing that dark matter doesn't exist at all. Get it together, astronomers! Number 5. Bermuda Triangle of space. Imagine drifting off to sleep when, still with your eyes closed, you're suddenly startled by an intense flash of light. This is exactly what some astronomers have reported when passing through the South Atlantic Anomaly, or the SAA, a region of the Earth's magnetic field also known as space's Bermuda Triangle. Scientists believe it is linked to the Van Allen radiation belts, 2 rings of charged particles trapped in our own planet's magnetic grasp. Our magnetic field is not perfectly aligned to the rotation axis of the Earth, which means these Van Allen belts are tilted. This leads to an area 200 kilometers above the South Atlantic, where these radiation belts come closest to the Earth's surface. When the International Space Station passes through this area, computers can stop working and astronauts experience cosmic flashes, possibly due to the radiation stimulating their retinas. Meanwhile, the Hubble Space Telescope is unable to take observations. Number 4. Galactic cannibalism. Now, cannibalism is already a very weird thing here on Earth, so imagine how absurd it would be in space. Now, we're not talking about aliens eating other aliens, and while that could be a possibility, here's an even more sinister thing going on out there. A new survey caught several distant galaxies ripping up their dwarfish galactic neighbors and devouring them whole. Astronomers have long thought this sort of intergalactic violence could be the normal way large galaxies grow. The Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy, the 2 closest and best-known examples of spiral galaxies, are both known cannibals. When a dwarf galaxy approaches a large spiral galaxy, the bigger galaxy's extra-gravitational oomph strips gas, stars, and dark matter from its hapless victim. Over a few billion years, the smaller galaxy is stretched like taffy into long strips or tendrils of stars. Number 3. Antimatter, the evil twins. Imagine yourself in the opposite land. Black is white, up is down, and matter is antimatter? It sounds crazy, but the subatomic particles that make up everything around us, electrons, protons, and neutrons, all have evil twins. Antimatter particles are the same mass as normal particles, but the opposite electrical charge. And because of this, antimatter wipes out the normal matter on contact. Poof! Both are destroyed in an instant. So antimatter has the potential to destroy us and everything we love. But fear not, there's very little antimatter roaming around in the cosmos. What's more interesting is, antimatter could even prove useful. When antimatter and matter meet and destroy one another, it releases energy. In a PET scanner, anti-electrons are created, and their annihilation in the body allows doctors to create sophisticated images. What's more, scientists hope to one day use the energy released by antimatter and matter interactions to power spacecraft. So perhaps antimatter isn't quite so evil after all.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. Who knows, we might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. UFO. No space list is complete without the mention of UFOs. Mostly, strange sightings in space are passed off as space debris, but sometimes things get pretty weird, so scientists have to look more closely into it. Like in the case of Russia back in 1991, when their Mir space station caught on camera a strange object flying in space. The astronaut was conducting some renovations on the outer craft when he noticed a cylindrical-shaped object just a few hundred feet away, hovering in space. The astronaut actually went public with this sighting and confirmed that it wasn't any space debris, but an actual UFO. However, it hasn't been confirmed by governments who are still researching what the hell the thing was. Do you have any idea? Number 1. The face. It was in 1976. NASA's Viking 1 orbiter kind of made a little bit of history. The discovery of what looked like a face on Mars was so exciting and enthralling that it got reported on TV and was later documented in several books. NASA, however, quickly debunked this so-called discovery and said that this face was likely an illusion due to the shadows and light. But that didn't stop the public from believing that it's some kind of a sign from aliens. Some even claimed that it was an alien-built monument, and some said it was the younger version of Elvis Presley. Now, before you all get excited that this is actually a sign from aliens, NASA took another image in 1998 and confirmed that it was just an optical illusion. But the face on Mars remains as one of the classic pictures taken by NASA. Which one of the things do you think was the strangest find? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.